Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 6 of our Flight Simulator 2024 career mode. In the last episode we were really starting to build momentum with Vista Wings, flying small contracts, improving our reputation, laying the groundwork out for something much bigger. As you probably have seen, things didn't go exactly to plan, but since then things have brightened up on the horizons. I've spent some time offline grinding through some missions, building up some serious capital for the company, because today everything changes. This episode is all about progression, and today we're pushing through multiple licenses in one go with the ultimate goal of earning our jet airliner license and stepping into the world of airline operations. So it's a big one, so let's get into it. First up is our IFR certification. For this test we're heading north all the way to Sumburgh Airport in the Scottish Highlands. This is a perfect location for IFR training. There's rugged terrain, unpredictable weather and limited visual references. The focus here is flying purely by instruments, managing the altitude and heading accurately and committing to the approach even when the visibility is poor. So as you can see here, we're just surfing the clouds, heading on the routing that we've got planned, and we are full IFR. The lights are going on now as we descend through the clouds, relying entirely on the instruments, and this is where discipline matters. As we go through the top layers of clouds, you can see on the main dashboard there slowly tinkering with the instruments. And the approach is looking steady so far. We need to descend to 2,100 feet. And this is where I start mainly looking at the main screen panel here. No need to be looking outside because we don't have anything to go by. As you can see, up and down with the vertical stabilizer to keep us in them grid boxes all the way down. And as the runway finally comes into view, it's all about stabilising the approach and keeping everything smooth. So as we are on short finals now, we're going over the threshold. And here is where we bring the aircraft in, aiming for that touchdown zone. We are a bit shallow, but not too much of a problem. Kept everything smooth, and I think that will be one in the bag. So reducing the speed now, and we will vacate the runway, and here we are fast forwarding to taxiing on stand. We will pull on now, set the parking brake and do the shutdown procedures. And there we go, all completed.
But there are some aspects of your flying that you could try to improve.
And that's a thumbs up from our instructor. IFR certification passed, one license down, and things are about to get a lot more challenging. Next up is the multi-engine rating, and we're heading somewhere that needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Funchal Madeira Airport. This time it's not really about the approach. Part way through, we're going to be hit with an engine failure by our instructor, which forces us to continue on a single engine. And as you can see, we are in the Diamond aircraft today, and we're heading towards our turn point just off in the distance, and keeping things smooth as we go towards our turn to get onto finals. Everything's going swimmingly so far, and I believe we've got the engine failure coming up shortly.
Functioning engine. Turning off the
And there we go. There's the left engine going out now. Okay, and already you can feel the asymmetry, the increased workload on that right engine, a bit of right rudder input, some careful power management. With all the terrain around and limited room for error, this is one of those tests that really separates precision from panic. But keeping the aircraft stable and just struggling to get it committed with the runway due to that engine loss, we are keeping the aircraft stable, maintaining the airspeed and just trying to bring the aircraft down to a gentle landing, not on the centre line, but again passable for the location of where it is, and I give that a successful multi-engine emergency handled correctly, if I'm being totally honest. So we'll vacate here and we will get on to stand, and there we are on stands. Let's shut down the engines and perform our shutdown procedures.
Congratulations
And there we
on
are.
getting your certification. Your performance was great, but there's still a bit of room for improvement.
And there we are, another license secured and in the bag. And quickly going through this license tree as we go back to HQ, and we've got a big one coming up now. This is going to be one of them big tests, so now we can handle multi-engine aircraft. We've got the Diamond aircraft now for us, and the next one on our bucket list is the Airline Transportation Pilot License. 40,000 credits for this one. We've just done a flight in the Diamond aircraft, so for this we're flying a short route out of Seattle Tacoma International Airport using the Diamond aircraft. This section tests overall professionalism, planning, smooth departures, energy management and clean procedures from start to finish. Okay, and skipping through all the basic mumbo jumbo now, and we'll go out and straight to the runway, as we sound like an RC aircraft at the moment. We'll hold short, get our clearance and get onto the runway. And here we go, guys. We're going to be taking off now. Full power. Keeping the aircraft on the centre line as much as we can. And it shouldn't take much to get us in the air with the both engines that we are not used to. And there we are, we already have rotation out. So we'll retract the gear now, climbing to 1,500 feet, aiming towards the end of the runway, monitoring the systems, maintaining profiles and flying the aircraft exactly as intended. Absolute perfection. Great day for flying as well. And no better place to do it than Seattle. So we've got a right hand turn coming up, and over the cruise we're going to skip along ahead in fast forward, so I don't bore you guys to death with all these licenses for today. But the next episode will bring some much bigger and a lot more fun to the channel. So I'm just setting up the autopilot here, turning off them grid boxes. We've got our altitude all planned in, we've got our heading, and we are looking all good in the flight deck. Just proceeding to our next waypoint, which will be our finals entry, which will be a small left hand turn and starting to send towards the runway. Haven't been given our clearance yet. Just turning on them grid boxes every now and then to see how far we have to go. And the ATC is coming in now. So left hand turn coming in with the runway, and my point of view is that I think they did descend us in a bit too high. It looks like at the moment we're coming in like the Space Shuttle Challenger, if I'm being honest. Not great by the ATC, and something that is quite known in Flight Sim 2024. However, not a problem. We should be able to come down nice and safely from this altitude. So on approach, everything needs to come together: a stable descent, a correct configuration, and an accurate touchdown, which I think we have all of them in at the moment. The landing gear is down. We are lined up with the runway. We are a bit too high, but like I say, with our descent, with what we have, we should be able to flare this out momentarily. Aiming for that touchdown zone and go over the threshold. Engines will go to idle. Gently flaring the aircraft, aiming that nose just above the horizon to flare us in. And a nice, soft, gentle touchdown. And that to me is butter. And we'll exit the runway when able, making a left here. And let's get on to stand and get this one completed. Turning in now. We've got our marshal ahead of stand, trying to use his directions. Okay, and we'll stop there. Parking brake is set. Shutdown procedure initiated. Engines are coming offline now. What's the instructor got to say?
Congratulations. Exceptional flying today. I'm sure that you will make a great airline pilot.
Thank you very much. Airline Transport Pilot License is officially earned. And as you can see, almost 100s across the board there. Just the landing smoothness that just ticked us off, which is probably why we didn't hitch the touchdown zone. If we did, I reckon we would have got 100 and it would have been an S for that one. But we're not done yet. Oh no, 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 no. We are not done just yet. We have one more in the bag. Let's go back to headquarters and see what we have. So there we are. Congratulations. We are now an airline transport pilot license, available to transport passengers or cargo. And we've got one more that we need to get for our jet airliners pilot's license, and that is our jet engine rating. We can't do anything without that one. So for this, we are stepping into the Cirrus Jet for a series of circuit flights. So we're here in Vancouver, I think it is. We'll fast forward all of this because this is the one part that I do want you to see, that everything actually doesn't go to plan. So let's get the aircraft all up and running. Them jet engines sounding absolutely amazing. And I have been doing a lot of flying in this Cirrus Jet offline. We're a couple of episodes ahead, so we're doing a lot of VIP flying in this jet, and I've really come to grips with it. Now really becoming one of my favourites. We're holding short now. We'll get our ATC clearance for takeoff. Let's get onto that runway. Full throttle. There we go. Autopilot is now online. And again, just another basic circuit what we're flying here, just to get the certification. And as we start turning on to finals, and this is where it all starts to go wrong. Now we're just going over the threshold here. Everything seems normal, and for me, I'm thinking we are quite slow, should we say. Touching down here, went a bit too long on the runway, floated a bit too much and probably should have initiated a go around. A bit of an unstable landing there as well. Too much speed, we floated down the runway, we've overshot our landing mark, and with this one, as you're about to see, we go straight into the drink, and that's a certification failed. But on our second time round,
Don't sink.
we're slower, we're
Don't
more
sink.
controlled and properly managed.
Don't
It's a
sink.
harsh reminder that
Don't
jet performance
sink.
leaves absolutely no margin for error, and I think it's just because we're so used to the props over the past couple of episodes. Finally getting into a jet engine and feel that thrust behind us caught us a bit off guard. But we've touched down here, we're reducing our airspeed, and we're going to vacate the runway. And we are going to fast forward as well, get ourselves onto stand, because next we've got our biggest challenge of all. So getting our ATC clearance here, taxiing up, we got our stand arm highlighted on the left, slowing the aircraft as we go, not to come in with too much speed. Our marshaller then guiding us in, stopping the aircraft, setting the parking brake, and we'll turn that turbine engine off. And we'll see what the instructor has to say after writing off a Cirrus Jet the first time round. Are we going to get a pass? The anticipation.
It's not every day that you see pilots flying as well as you did. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm sorry for your Cirrus Jet loss that I absolutely destroyed the first time around. But this time, again, a lot much better around the board. Just the pilot handling, which... the plane handling, which I think just as we were taking off, if you did manage to catch it in the fast forward gameplay that we were showing, the nose did drop, and that's because every time that you do have to go to the autopilot, you have to turn the cursor on, and it causes the nose to drop. But this is our big one now, the Jet Airliner Transportation Pilot's License. It's 100,000 credits for this one alone, so a massive chunk of our money is going into this one. And as up to this moment, all of the licenses have all been sped run for you. It's all been put in fast forward, so I'm just not boring you with licenses. But this next one demands precision. We're on approach into Nice Airport. We're in the 737 MAX.
Show me how you handle the final parts of this flight, and you will be on your way to becoming an airliner jet pilot. As you know, you're not going to perform your typical landing today. We'll be simulating an emergency procedure instead. Keep flying as if you were going to land normally for now.
Okay. So we'll try and keep the aircraft as smooth as possible. Only small little inputs will be needed for this, just due to the size of the aircraft of what we do have. We've gone from a Cessna 172 to a Diamond twin-engined aircraft to a Cirrus Jet to a 7.3 in the space of 19 minutes. A lot longer in my time, should we say, but in space of the video, we've gone from little to large in a matter of minutes, if I'm being honest. And this is something that we're just not used to yet here on the channel. But I assure you, this is going to be our new home moving forwards. We'll be still doing some small IFR flights here and there as requested, but in terms of our career, this was the goal for us. We wanted to be a jet airliner pilot. This is officially what we're working on now. We're coming into land in Nice. And again, a bit of a challenging landing for one of our beginner entry airline pilot, but things are going to plan so far. Some slight winds, and as you can see by the yoke, we're dropping the gear now. Some small inputs needed.
Once you reach 300 feet altitude in front of the runway.
Okay, so we're preparing for landing now, and we're aiming for 300 feet above the runway. Runway is 12 o'clock, dead ahead. In around about 1 minute or a minute and a half, we will be on the floor for our full stop landing. 1,000 above. Just some gentle inputs just to bring the aircraft down nice and smooth. Nothing too drastic. Some small throttle inputs there. And everything's looking perfect.
Alright, be ready to go around on my mark.
Okay, and it looks like we're going to be doing a go around.
Aircraft on runway. Go around.
Right, we're going around, guys. Full throttle. Retracting the flaps. Gear is coming up. And we need to reach our initial climb. So we're heading to the end of the runway, and we'll be doing a left turn and a left turn again, try and get us back up onto finals and setting us up for the approach again. So a left turn to get us away from them mountains in the distance, over the coastline. So we're flying the published go-around procedure exactly as trained and as this mission is meant to be. So another short left-hand turn coming up then. There we go. So we need to reach an altitude of 3,000 feet, reach the heading of 140, and we'll get all that bugged into the autopilot now. There we go, the aircraft's starting to turn. Oh, press the wrong button there on the on the flaps. Supposed to be retracting the flaps in, but I accidentally pressed a notch down. But the flaps are coming in now, bringing us out of Nice, over the sea, ready for our approach back in. But we're not going to be doing that on this one. The mission here was to perform the go around, fly the approach onto finals as planned and as neatly as we could, complete the go around and the go around procedure.
You've got your specialization, and I have no doubt that you will make for a great jet airliner pilot.
And there we go, and just like that, we are officially a fully qualified airliner pilot. This means we can start doing some missions, transporting some passengers around the world, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing. So let's go back to the main menu. There we are, congratulations, and that is exactly what we wanted to see. look at all them aircraft that we now have to dispose of at our hands. So let's go back over to the missions. But we've still got some work to do, ladies and gents. Oh no, we can't just jump straight into airliner missions just like that. Before we can unlock the full airliner missions, we need to increase our reputation even further. We need to complete some specialization missions. So offline, I'll be grinding through some freelance contracts to build Vista Wings into a serious VIP charter airline. So in the next episode, we'll be stepping into full airline missions, bigger aircraft, bigger routes and real commercial operations. If you're enjoying the career so far, drop a like, subscribe, let me know which aircraft you want to see first. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.